Three news stories for you is firstly, some Oromo civic professional human rights organizations have released a statement about the upcoming national dialogue and the ongoing armed hostilities in different regions of Ethiopia. Secondly, WHO, World Health Organization's executive board is due to meet today. A secret balloting is going to be held about the new head of WHO. Will Dr. Tedros be re-elected today? We'll have a look at this secret ballot. How many members will cast their votes today? And thirdly, viewers, new evidence is being shared which indicates that Turkish TB-2 drones were behind the drone strike on Dedebit town on the 7th of January this month, which caused several civilian killings. Some pieces of evidence have been shared from the ground, analyzed by some experts. Firstly, viewers, some Oromo civic professional human rights organizations have released a joint statement. They are calling upon government to ensure a few prerequisites for a credible national dialogue. Six demands have been made by these organizations. Firstly, the organizations say that there must be an end to armed hostilities and ceasefire in Tigray, Oromia, BG, Amhara, everywhere, wherever there is armed hostility between government forces and armed groups, there must be cessation of hostilities between the warring parties first. Secondly, the organizations are calling for unfettered humanitarian access to all regions of Ethiopia, resumption of electricity services, banking services, and other services. Thirdly, they're calling for the release of all prisoners, including OLF leaders and other prisoners as well. Thousands are in prison in Ethiopia even now. Fourthly, organizations are demanding the withdrawal of all foreign forces, especially Eritrean forces. Eritrean forces are in Western Tigray, in Humra, Volkait, and Tigray had the deployment forces on Tigray-Afar border too. And OLA says there is presence of Eritrean forces in Oromia. So, the fourth demand is that all foreign forces, especially Eritrean forces, must leave Ethiopia. Fifth demand is that now commissioners are being nominated for upcoming national dialogue. The process which has been adopted, it's not transparent, it's not independent. That is why Ethiopian government must adopt a transparent process of nomination of these national dialogue commissioners who will participate in the national dialogue. And organizations say that through consultations with all stakeholders, these dialogue commissioners must be finalized. And lastly, the organizations are demanding opening up of political space in Oromia. They say that negotiations should be held with stakeholders in Oromia, media, grassroots level workers, activists should be backed to have debates about the process of national dialogue. How will its decision be implemented, which will be different phases. So an atmosphere should be created for an inclusive dialogue. And lastly, the organizations are calling upon international community to play their role too. Now, all these demands are doable, but problem is that in the short term, there does not seem to be possibility of an end to armed hostilities, especially in Tigray, in Oromia. Ethiopian government is not releasing prisoners as well. There are thousands from different regions, different ethnic groups in Ethiopian prisons. Names of dialogue commissioners are being finalized. Question is, if these demands are not met, will Oromo parties be part of national dialogue or not? OFC, especially OFC. OLF is not expected to be part of this dialogue because OLF leaders are in prison. What about OFC? If these conditions are not met, will OFC leaders be part of national dialogue or not? That remains to be seen. Now, secondly, viewers, Dr. Tedros is due to be elected for another term today. Secret balloting is due to be held in Geneva, where WHO's executive board will meet today. WHO has 194 members, all member states as members, but executive board has 34 members. And out of these 34, 7 are from Africa, like Kenya, Madagascar, Ghana, Guinea, Burkina Faso. Russia is also a member of executive board. US is not a member. Executive board members are nominated for 3 years. US, China are not members of executive board. Now, Dr. Tedros is running unopposed. No other candidate has been nominated by any state so far. So that is why in the secret ballot due to be held in coming hours, it is expected that Dr. Tedros will be nominated for another 5-year term to lead World Health Organization. Ethiopian government a few days ago sent a note verbal, a complaint against Dr. Tedros, and Ethiopian government accused Dr. Tedros of backing TPLF, of interfering in Ethiopian internal matters, and Ethiopian government accused him of spoiling Ethiopia-Eritrea relations. But WHO's executive board has set aside this note. Secret ballot is expected today. Dr. Tedros could be nominated for another 5-year term today, despite opposition from Ethiopian government. African countries are expected to vote in support of Dr. Tedros as well, because Kenya and Rwanda nominated him when nominations were filed a few months ago. Lastly, viewers, new evidence has emerged which shows that Turkish TB-2 drones were used in a drone strike which happened on Dedebit town of Tigray on the 7th of January, in which several civilians were killed. More than a dozen, several dozen civilians were killed in that attack on Dedebit town, which happened on a school there. Aid agencies, their workers, they have collected fragments of the ammunition used in that strike. The fragments have been analyzed by some experts, and they say these fragments are parts of MAML munitions. MAML munitions are fitted to Turkish TB-2 drones. These MAML munitions are manufactured only by Turkey. Rocketsun is the name of the company which manufactures these munitions. Special munitions for Turkish TB-2 drones. So experts say that these fragments of MAML munitions found in Dedebit town indicate that the drone strike was carried out by a Turkish TB-2 drone. Turkey, Ethiopian government have not responded to these reports, but the experts have confirmed that it was a drone strike by a Turkish TB-2 drone on Dedebit town, which happened on the 7th of January this year. Thank you for watching.